So that's just a little piece to demonstrate once more the country blues bass and a few other tips. And the country blues bass, well, I didn't invent that phrase. It's Bernie Pearl who did that. And I already did a video on the country blues bass, but in the key of A, and I think it's more obvious maybe in the key of E. I tapped out this little thing, and you can find the free tab on my website. There's a link in the video description. And let's do it. I'm in standard tuning. And by the way, this 12 bars, it's based at the beginning, in any case, on Mance Lipscomb version of Bumblebee Blues, the famous Memphis Mini tune. So, what is the country blues bass? It is not a typical muffled bass like that, where you put your hand on the bridge, fixed like that, and you muffle the strings. No, it is played open and then it's muted. What I'm doing is, well, in very slow motion. Normally your hand barely moves. And notice that I'm playing in the tap, you will see only one bass string, but I'm hitting 3 bass strings. I'm gonna mute strings 5 and 6 to let you hear the difference. See, now the third string is, the fourth string is only rigging. So that's a very important thing to know. Play the blues with attitude. Don't be a pussy, just really ram it, but control it. And that's the key, I think. So, in the first couple bars, we're forming a D chord moved up to the 4th fret. And we're going to slide into that, playing our very strong bass. And I'm brushing up only with my index. Hard enough that 3 strings ring. If you hit it too hard, you could use your index finger to mute that 4th string, open string, but it's not really necessary in this case. And in the last beat, in the second part of the last beat, we're sliding up to the 7th fret. Not really the 7th fret, but we're sliding up. And you could do it short or long. Short. Long. See, it's no difference. It doesn't have to like this, but an indefinite slide there. Alright, and in measure 3, I'm simply moving up the chord to the 7th fret, bending the 2nd fret, sorry, the 2nd string, 8th fret, and I'm going to place my index finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string to get that difference in the bass. Instead of... And it's already in place to do that slide down. So, measure 3 and 4. And of course you can change the pattern, you can play triplets, whatever. And then we're going for 2 bars to the A7, and I'm not gonna play the chord because I want really bending that 3rd fret 1st string. But we don't want this. We don't want the other strings to ring, so we're going to use our index finger to mute strings 2, 3 and 4. At least 2 and 3. the whole thing what we played here, we can use only 2 fingers. I used only index and middle finger, so you could do that too. You don't need the second finger to play this. All right. Quick hammer on, and the second fret of the 4th string. And then I'm trying to anticipate the bass, because that first note of the 6th measure I want to let it ring a long time, as long as possible. So let's play measures 5 and 6 one more time. You can even break the beat a little bit, as long as you resume it on the correct tempo. Just to do some accenting. You can play it straight, of course, too, like this. But you don't have to. All right. Then in measure 7, I'm doing a double bass and I'm muting that, so it's short. Bam, bam. And then we're going to do our E7 chord, it's your D7 moved up, and I'm going to play with the thumb, the 4th string and the slide, sorry, the 3rd string to the 4th fret and the slide, and then a rake followed by the thumb. And it's not a triplet, it's not even. The first note is longer, held a bit longer, and then like that. Index up and down with the thumb. Typical Lightning Hopkins move. And with the thumb, alright, same principle. Again, I'm muting. We don't want that. I'm muting with my index finger strings 2 and 3. So this is bar 8. A very slight bend on the 2nd fret, 1st string. And then we're going into our B7. And we're going to pinch, rake with our index upwards, followed immediately by the thumb down. And mute it. Sorry. And the thumb to play that open D string to go into the A7. Practice like this. Listen to Josh White, he does this a lot, especially in his later recordings after 1940. In the 30s, he was very young then, he still finger picked, but he had an accident, he smashed his hand through a window in a bar fight, and he was hurt really bad and couldn't finger pick well anymore after that, so he adapted his style and went like that, or something like that. That uprake was one of his trademark licks. So we were in the bar 9, that B7. Notice that when, like in bar 10, I'm resting my hand on the bass strings almost. The country blues bass is not very strong there because, well, we have so much to do on the trebles that we can do our thing like this anymore. Here I did the double bass long, short. Very cool Lightning Hopkins lick. Again, our E7. 4th fret, we're doing a triplet, all with the temp, and then down again, and when we're sliding up we're going to do the rake, like we did in bar 7. Followed by the temp. Sometimes I do it pinching with temp and index, you can do that too. But the rake is really the heart of this lick. Cool bass lick there, and measure 12. That's a double bass muted with a temp. And then I'm changing my hand position and I'm going to use the rest stroke. In classical music, rest stroke is like this. You hit the string, you pinch it, and you're resting your finger on the string which is above there. And we're going to do the same with the temp, but the string below our temp where we hit. So and if you really hit it hard, you get a nice percussive effect. It's very different it sounds if you play it straight. See, I'm resting on the strings each time. Bit softer. So that's it for this little country blues bass and a few other tips. Have fun!